great. No complaints, love. No complaints. You heading out? What's going on?
I was just trying to do this speed dating thing, but the girl was like, I needed to put something on my shoulders, and I don't know why she said that, but it kind of messed the whole vibe up.
Really? Was it for a live or like in
It
person?
was, it was a lie, but I
Okay.
have on a shirt,
Okay.
and she singled me out. Um, it just made me feel like wow. So I had been going in her lives for like maybe 3 or 4 times, and I thought it was like a really interesting concept. So I decided to have some courage tonight and go
Mm-hmm.
up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she just said, "Hey, love, can you put on a shirt?" And I'm like, "Can you put something over your shoulders?"
Mm-hmm.
And it just threw me for a loop.
So did you have to leave the live or something, or what happened?
Well, I didn't leave alive. You know, after she made the commotion, you know, the guy that I said that I was interested in, she turned to him and said, do you want to pass or go for the 2 minutes?" And he was like, "Well, after all that, I'll just respectfully pass." So she kind of missed. It's just the vibe got
Just
messed
messed the
up.
vibe up. Oh man, I'm sorry that happened to you, love.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I had got the courage and the wind to go up,
Mm-hmm.
and I had got excited about doing it. So, but
But
hey.
there's a lot of those type of lives on TikTok. I don't know if like the one that you're referencing is like special, right?
No, I think she's new. She started to do her own thing. There's another lady. She's older. I think she's been around. She's been doing it for a while, so she has more of establishment. But I just tried to do something. You know, I'm here by myself tonight, and so I
Mm-hmm.
was just trying to do something, not to be bored.
I got you. Don't let that get you down though. I would just, if I were you, I would go ahead and search up some other lives. I'm sure they popping right now. Go ahead and swing up in. But I would prepare yourself by like covering up because I think that TikTok may not know the difference.
Okay.
So they may your live might get flagged. People don't actually do that. They have the AI do it. So if it looks like you're not clothed, even though you are, the person who's running the live, it may like flag their live, right? So I'm sure she
Right.
wasn't trying to be mean. It was more so just she's trying to protect herself.
Right. Well, I
Okay.
hate that. I thought and I had my questions ready, so I was just
Right.
going to try something new, but that didn't go.
Yeah. It's still night is still young. Go ahead and hop in another one. All
I've
right.
been another one. Are you going to be sitting doing these things tonight?
Yeah. I'm just answering questions tonight, so we're just getting started this way.
Just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
All right, love. Well, best of luck
All
to you.
right.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. Take care. All right. Let's see. We got another caller yet? Not yet. All right, people. It's a dating and relationship Q&A. So if you have a question or a problem pertaining to dating and relationships, hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person, and I or one of my mods will bring you up. Alternatively, you can drop a question in the chat until we get a caller. Hannah, are you the only mod here tonight? I feel like Hannah, you're the only one I've seen. No, you're good. You're good. Trust me. If you have plans, leave. It's no big deal. I can run this ship myself. First time here, you were given a man who didn't cheat but lacked emotional intelligence. Oh, Dami's here. Dami, do you bring people up, or you just have the ladies do it? Let me go back to the question real quick. First time here, you were given a man who didn't cheat but lacked emotional intelligence. Okay, what's your question there, love? A man who didn't cheat but lacks emotional intelligence. Is there like a question you have with that? A complaint you have with that? How I react to them? What do you mean? how you react to him. I'm not sure what your question is, love. Can you rephrase? Can you rephrase, please? Very confusing. Need some advice on what? You gotta ask the question. You can drop the question in the chat. Alternatively, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person request up. We'll bring you up and talk about it. All right. Should I hook my son up with a coworker that's his age? What are the ages? I'm gonna be curious to hear that. Hello. Okay. Yeah, what are the ages, Sunshine? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good, good. What can I do for you?
I wanted to ask what's up here, because I see a lot of different options. Is dating, relationship questions, answers, no matchmaking. Oh, okay.
Yep. So it's really just one option. You can ask a question about dating and relationships.
Okay, what do you think about ladies approaching men?
There's nothing wrong with it. Depends on how you do it, right? So it's like a masculine way to approach men, and there's like a feminine way to approach men, right? The feminine way is just to create an opening. So maybe you give them a compliment, or you just create general conversation, or you ask them for a favor to do something for you, right? It's more of a feminine way to approach men. The more masculine way is you are going up to them, trying to get their number, trying to ask them out. So you're like metaphorically taking their panties off, right? Not advisable. Tends to scare men away. Right? They're like, it doesn't compute. It's like, why is this woman like clearly like very aggressively hitting on me? Assumption a lot of guys make is that the woman in question does that to a lot of men. Flips the polarity. Why do you ask? Is that something that you've experimented with?
I'm just curious.
Okay. Do you get approached often, or what's the situation with you?
Yeah, of course I do get approached, but there's some, sometimes that when you get approached, probably you're not interested, but then the people that you really want, you wish to be approached by,
Right.
kind of like lag, you know.
Yeah. I think that's like a check and balance system. There's a lot of guys that have said that women should approach more. And I tell them that they don't really want a world where women are doing a lot of the approaching, because it takes away their advantage. So if women did do a lot of the approaching, a lot of men would be asked out. The way it's currently set up, the woman chooses from the men who approach her, right? If you create a world where women are approaching men, it's a lot of men that will be overlooked. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Okay, thank you. I think I got answered. Thank you so much. Have
No
a nice
problem, love. You take care.
evening. Yeah, bye.
All right. We got next. Is this Kibi? Oh, did I mute you? Okay, I think she dropped. Jordan, are you still there, bro? Let's give him a second to reconnect. That's weird, but I see women doing it. What's weird? Women approaching is weird? I wouldn't say it's weird, but certainly out the ordinary. Chelsea, you think it's weird, women approaching? I wouldn't say it's weird. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. All right. Let's knock Jordan down. He's not connecting. Let's see if Wild Acceptance connects. Yeah, approaching them aggressively. No, I agree with you there. But just approaching in general, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. What is up with people's connections today? Let me make sure it's not my connection. I'm good, right, chat? Okay. Melissa, how you doing? Melissa, are you there? Okay. All right. Gotta go. Gotta go. Taking too long. Is that a chicken? No, I think it was probably like a matchmaking person. When people like request up and then they immediately follow me, I know it's a matchmaking person. 100%. They do not read. Unfortunately. I broke up with my boyfriend yesterday and I'm heartbroken. I'm sorry to hear that, Lauren. Before Valentine's Day, huh? What made you make that decision? You didn't want no chocolate? No rose? What's going on, love? I just don't understand why they say nothing. You and me both, Murray. You and me both. Is Murray your first name? I got ghosted after traveling to California. From where? So you travel like long distance and then the person stopped answering? Mary. Typical white woman name, huh? Mary. All right. Parents kind of phoned that in, huh? Fuck it, Mary. Let's get out of here. Pack her up. Let's take her back to the crib. Oh, I'm tired. Was that another person requesting? No. Okay. Diamond, when'd you get here? It's not how it should go. What are you talking about, Gal Pacino? Happy Valentine's Day, Diamond. Happy Valentine's Day indeed. Still waiting on my gift, love. Where is that? I ghosted after visiting this woman in San Antonio. Damn. So a lot of people are getting ghosted after like traveling a distance to see the person? That sounds more like a catfish situation. Did y'all make sure y'all FaceTimed and everything before y'all made that trip? Hannah, you got ghosted for too? After traveling to see somebody? How common is this? Now I'm very interested. Okay, not you. All right, I was about to say. Okay, I'm too P for that. I just got ghosted in my own relationship. Damn. I got a catfish after I FaceTimed him. That's tough. Dumped 2 weeks ago, right before my birthday party. She planned the birthday party? And then she dumped you? Wow. Suddenly being single ain't that bad, huh? Yeah, some people are just really heartless, man. I don't understand it. You know, the guy called in earlier today who was like he don't want to be with Shorty who got him a Valentine's Day gift, and I was like, I mean, get her one. You know, I know you want to break up with her, but like, let's make it through Valentine's Day first, all right? Don't break up with Shorty on Valentine's Day. That's horrible memory. Stacy, what's going on?
Hi, how are you guys?
Great, how are
Happy
you?
Valentine's Day to everybody.
Happy B-Day, love.
Although I don't think it's such a good Valentine's Day for a lot of folks in the chat. I'm sorry that many of you guys are going through
Right.
heartbreak right now.
It's a rough season for some people out
It is
there.
rough. Goodness gracious.
What you got going on?
Golly. But I wanted to comment on I think we were discussing approaching men versus waiting. At least that's what I came in on.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm kind of split on it. So I
Okay.
do not mind shooting my shot.
Right.
One of those people that I'm really not afraid to speak up. I really haven't met a stranger. You know, it's just a friend I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet.
Right.
But as far as really initiating when it comes to dating, I find that how people start is typically how they continue. So for me, if I see that you're not taking initiative and pursuing in the beginning, then it makes me question whether initiative is going to be taken within the relationship.
Right.
So, and also, I mean, I want the person to show interest in that they're attracted, not just keeping occupied because someone approached them and like, yeah, I guess I'm not doing anything on Tuesday, so sure, we'll go on a date, you know, that type of thing.
Right.
But I think for the most part, my theory has been correct in that if they approach you, typically they're more interested in pursuing something that is more serious.
If they approach you, they're more interested in pursuing something more serious.
Yeah, or they, I would say that there is definitely an interest and an attraction rather than just an occupation of your time.
Okay. An occupation of your time would be like, so you're meaning like they just are bored? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
In some cases, yes.
Okay.
And this goes not just for, you know, men. I think it goes both ways for men or women.
It goes more for
Because
women.
There have been some,
It's funny.
have been some women I know that have accepted dates that they had
Right.
absolutely no interest
Right.
in being with said person just because it filled their time, you know.
That's
I
more
know
of
that
a
that is not something that, and I know for that it's not widely applied, right? There's exceptions to every rule, but
Mhm.
I've just noticed the correlation between people taking initiative and people not has been in just in my own anecdotal situations
okay.
has been higher.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. The difference between like, you know, men and women generally though is like women, the call out that you made about like men doing it just for the plot isn't as prevalent as it is on the women's side of the aisle, right?
I
A
would
lot of
agree.
men are not, because the onus is on men to like pay for the date and things like that. Like we don't have the whole I'm dating you because I'm bored, right? Women will do that, right? So not all women, obviously, but like that's something that is a strategy that's employed by women. Um, so yeah, there might be a higher degree of intentionality of the guy is approaching, but it doesn't necessarily mean like seriousness or a
Yeah,
relationship or anything like that, right? They could approach you and still only have intentions of sleeping with you, right?
I completely agree with that.
Right, right. So like when I was telling the previous caller who brought the question up, is if you do it in a too overt way, you do run the risk of like scaring the man off, right?
hmm
So if you come and you're like, you know, asking him for his number and all that kind of stuff, it's it can scare him off. A lot of men will assume that you are just the type who do that with a lot of people, a lot of guys, right? You're a little fast, right? And maybe the perspective, a bit promiscuous, right? And then there's also an additional problem too, which is the women who do approach still want you to lead the dynamic, right? Lead the dance.
Yeah.
And guys who I've coached have been confused about that. So it's like if the woman has come and approached them, they assume that she's quarterbacking this thing, right? It's not even a conscious thought. It's just the state that they default to because she initiated. And I've had to tell them, it's like, no, even if she did initiate, like she still wants you to, you know, carry it from here, right? Lead the
Okay.
dance. And it's like they don't, it's not, it doesn't immediately make sense to them that that's what the expectation is. So that's another risk that you run if you're doing the approaching as well.
I think the other follow up question I have is about not just the initiation, but the follow through. So I have
Right.
been experiencing a lot lately where I'll get approached, or folks they'll text, they'll DM. However, the conversation stays in the DMs, in the text. Like, there is very little initiation to actually schedule a date or
Mhm.
a time to actually see each other in person. They'll call and they'll FaceTime, so that's not an issue. But I get a little frustrated because I don't want to pen pal.
Right.
There's only so many what you do in text that I will
Right.
accept before being
Right.
okay. And we're discontinuing the conversation
Correct.
because now I'm no longer interested. Because for me, it just doesn't seem like there is, I don't know, the type of motivation to move forward. Could I be misreading that? Because I understand. I'm very type A. I'm very much, okay, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Completely acknowledge that. And this is why a lot of times I have intentionally not approached, because what you said earlier about some men feeling some type of way, because I do have a very strong personality. However, am I wrong by just abandoning conversation after I don't see any initiation to take it out of the DMs?
Not at all. How long do you wait though?
Like a week or so.
A week is fine. A week is perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone isn't making,
I'm just-
if he's not trying to
Right.
progress things within a week, yeah, you're right.
And I'm not one of the ones that we can't go to Cheesecake Factory or have a coffee date. Actually, I would prefer that because I'm very much I'm a sapiosexual. So if I can't have an intelligent conversation with you, then there's no need to pursue,
Right.
because
Right.
I will get bored.
Right.
So we don't need to go to a fancy restaurant for that. I would actually prefer a coffee date, so that way I can have an opportunity to interact with you more without the wait staff trying to come talk. But
Right.
that's just my opinions.
Right. No, it's something that I've heard a lot of women complain about. Like the guys I coach, like I let them know like speed is of the essence. It's prevalent on dating apps as well. Like obviously the DMs is something that is experienced a lot, but even on dating apps, people will match and then they'll talk endlessly. And I've made content about this because in my content, like on these lives, I talk to everyone, but in my content, I speak directly to men. And I made the point that like speed is important. Okay. Premise is if you desire her, it's likely other men do, right? There's other players in the game. So if you want her, you need to, speed is paramount. And the response that I've gotten from guys who engage in the way that you've described is, oh, I want to get to know them first. My response to that is, that's what the date is for, right? Like
Exactly.
the date,
Exactly.
the date is to get to know the person. That's the whole purpose of the date. We're not doing this. In fact, like I have an ebook on text messaging for guys who, who are maybe meeting women on dating apps or social media. And in that, I advise for them not to ask date-like questions in the talking phase, right? Like
Right.
when you're just bantering and before, like the pre-date conversation, right? Like we're not asking deep questions. What are you passionate? None of that kind of stuff. That's like, let's save the meaty stuff for the date. Let's keep things very light via text message. So it's just people in this current generation are unaware of the dance is all it really boils down to. And both men and women just aren't aware of the dance. And this is
I completely agree.
guys like myself, women as well, who make content like this, where I think we're doing this in an effort to, at least the ones doing it in good faith. This is an effort on our behalf to kind of re-educate the masses on how the dance is performed so that we can get out of this dating hellscape that we found ourselves in currently.
Yes. And for me, it is really different because I got married younger. And so, and then was in relationships for, quite a period of time. So, and then when I did get single, it was the pandemic. So dating was different.
Right.
And now that we've come out of that, I think people maybe have still been stuck in that whole text mentality,
Right.
but there's literally a whole, part of psychology and science about proximity, right? And being with people and in the presence of people that I think folks miss out on, that you cannot gauge when you're, even if you're talking via the screen.
100%.
There's certain energy that can't be felt, without being in proximity with that person.
Right.
And, if I can't feel you, because also, just me from being old school spiritual world, I need to know that your spirit is right. Because if I'm by you and you kind of agitate me, I'm gonna
Right. Yeah, I tell people you have to have like an embodied experience, right? There's a lot of people who ask questions on this live, like they'll be in long distance relationships. There was a couple of callers I spoke to recently. They were in long distance relationships for quite some time with people they've never met in person before. And I'm like, you can't be, it's not real. It's a fantasy, right? Like I explain people, like, if you're meeting, like if you want to meet someone on social media, something like that, that's fine. But if you do, the priority should be meeting in person. So we can go ahead and make sure we're not wasting each other's time. FaceTiming endlessly, all that kind of stuff is not building a connection.
Right.
Until you meet the person. After you meet the person, if you want to FaceTime and stuff like that, okay, well, you can build upon that in-person meet, right? But until you have that embodied experience, to your point, you're not really making any progress. But I appreciate the questions, love. I got a line to work through.
Thank you. I feel validated in my in my desire to, want to connect in person.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate your answering my questions. And everybody have a great night. Right. And happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, love. You take care.
You too.
All right. Tyler, what's going on, man? What's up?
So I got a question. So me and my girl, we just broke up today, sadly.
Ooh.
But we've been going on for like 2 years, and one of our like biggest like issues we were having is like about like trust and like insecurities and stuff.
Okay.
So like, I guess like, how do I deal with the insecurity and like in the relationship without pushing like her away?
Okay. So what kind of insecurity were you dealing with?
So I mean, she was a good-looking woman, so like every time she went out, obviously there was a bunch of dudes that would, try to come up to her, and I'd feel insecure about it.
Okay.
Even when like I wouldn't be with her, I would start overthinking a lot for those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think that's really what killed the vibe of the relationship, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm just like kind of curious, like how do I like deal with those types of things,
Okay. How old are you two?
So she's 22. I'm 25.
Okay, gotcha. It's tough, man. Because so if an unattractive guy approached her, would you still be insecure about it? Like a 5 foot, 5'3".
I think it's kind of like a jealous thing, It's like jealousy.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to make sure what kind of insecurity we're working with. So if it's a guy who you clearly are more attractive than, you would still feel negative about that situation.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like, it's like saying for both ways, like a woman can come up to me and she'd feel the same way, even though, like if she was a bad looking woman. But it's just like we both had those issues with like overthinking and insecurities, and I think that's really what killed the vibe. So
Gotcha. Yeah, it's beyond just like you feeling threatened, right? What you're describing is deeper than that. But it's really going to be a shift in mindset that you have to make, which is, one, people don't belong to you. That's the first thing. You have a lot of people who want to like share locations and do all this other goofy shit, which is like, they're not understanding that if somebody wants to cheat on you, they can cheat on you. Like, it's going to happen if they want to do it, no matter what kind of tab you're keeping on them, right?
Right.
So it's really, you have to shift where your focus is. You should look at situations as, the value that you bring to the connection. The value that you hold as a person. If your woman was to pay someone else attention or open herself up to another person, that's her problem. That's
Right.
foolishness on her end, right? That means you're not in alignment with her, which means there's a better connection out there for you to obtain. But really, the core of it is going to be feeling the sense of like ownership, like in your situation and her situation, right? If you're saying that it's not a matter of it's not as simple as you feeling like someone better than you is going to take your woman. It's more so like anyone who's showing her any kind of attention is like a problem. That's more like almost codependency within that vein, where it's like, okay, now I feel like this is my person. How dare you come and talk to my person? Like you have a toy and another kid is playing with it. This is my toy. Why are you playing with my toy? Don't do that, right? So yeah, it's just going to be more so you building your self-worth and then reframing the situation and understanding what the function that relationships actually serve. And it's not serving the function of, you know, this is a person that you own. You know, if you think that way, you're going to always have problems. You're going to always feel the way that you feel. You should encourage that the person you with has their own life. Not in an unhealthy way, not in the like, okay, let your ass hang out the bottom of your shorts and go enjoy your time downtown, right? Not like that. But yeah, you should encourage that they have a degree of independence because they are their own person. And that's where like the more healthier relationships are going to come from.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like we couldn't really even like ever go out because, you know, it'd be, you know, the insecurities and stuff. It'd be if she went out, I'd start freaking out. Or if like she went out, or if I went out, she'd start freaking out. You know, it's like vice versa. But also, I think it's with my past and all. I feel like I'm just like afraid of abandonment, like getting abandoned. You know.
Yeah, you sound like you're more anxiously attached. I don't know if you know much about attachment styles. Do you?
Not really.
Okay, it'd be worth looking into, man.
Okay.
After this conversation, look into anxious attachment
Okay.
and see if that resonates with you. And if it does, that will be something to work on, right? And one way to work on it is, so anxiously attached people are people who feel they do have an abandonment wound. They feel like people are going to leave them. Their biggest fear in a relationship is the person that they're with is going to leave, right? So they try to do everything in their power to stop that from happening. So people who are more anxiously attached tend to be a bit more controlling. They also tend to be a bit manipulative. Okay?
Yeah.
So one way out of that is to engage in this thought experiment. Pretend like you will never be in another relationship. How could you build a life where you would be okay with that? You would still enjoy your life, even though you know you wouldn't have a relationship, right?
Right.
And whatever the answer to that question is, go do that. Go make the friends, go engage in the hobbies, go start the career, right? When you do that, you put less pressure on the person you're with romantically.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of anxiously attached people make the person that they're with their entire world.
Right.
And that's how you end up in a situation like this, right? But if your world is bigger than the person you're with, you won't be so fixated on that person. Because when you're fixated on that person, when you make that person your world, they can feel it, and it feels like pressure.
Right.
Right?
It's just challenging. It sucks, but
You'll get out of it though, man. I promise you. It's like you looking into this at 25, you're early. There's people who are in their 40s and 50s who are in your exact same place mentally, and they haven't figured it out
I
yet.
just feel like I'm behind because, you know, a lot of kids I went to school with are like already married and stuff, and I just feel like I'm behind. And then
Bro,
I had this issue where it's like
I got you. You're in your 20s though, man. You're not behind. I promise you. I get what you're saying. You there's other people your age who are already like got married and stuff like that.
Right.
But you don't know. I'm 35, right? Like those same people who, and I'm not wishing this on them or anything, but like I'm the age where those people that you're competing with are getting divorced.
Right.
Like that's happening now. Like people who were married at like 23, 24 when I was that age are like now they're on the back end getting divorced now because they didn't do the work I'm telling you to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they are like you, they just married the person. They didn't look into attachment styles. They didn't look into how to have a more healthier dynamic. So they end up just getting divorced. because their marriage doesn't work. But you're doing this work, so then on the back end, when you do find someone, it increased the likelihood that you actually can. It has more staying power, the connection, right? Because it has a stronger foundation. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it does. It's just like I moved to a different city 2 years ago. But when I moved here, it was like first week of me living here, and I'm like, that's when I met her. So I didn't like have enough time to like go out, make friends,
Right.
you know, things in that matter. I was kind of just locked in with her.
Yeah.
And then ever since we, spent every day with each other. So I didn't have the opportunities to make friends, go out, blah, blah.
Right.
So I think that's like, that's where the abandonment comes in because, I moved here not knowing nothing.
Right. And they're probably that amplified the situation. Right. Made you more vulnerable. But now you have an opportunity where you can go ahead and build that.
Right.
And you should. All right.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck, man. Definitely keep me posted.
Man, appreciate you.
No problem, Chief. You take care.
Stay light.
Stay light. I like that. I like that little sign off. I gotta put that in my back pocket. All right. Loving Me, what's going on?
Yes, first of all, good evening. How are you doing? And
Great.
happy Valentine's Day to you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
So my situation is a little bit different. I met someone on this TikTok, and I'm kind of new to TikTok, so I don't know how to maneuver all the way through it or whatever. But I met the gentleman on the TikTok, and before I was healed, I only gravitated men that were broken because I was broken, and I gravitated to things that was inside of me. Okay. And it wasn't until I got healed and realized those types of men that I gravitated to or brought to me was because there was something broken in me.
Okay.
And that was what made me gravitate to them and, be engaged with them. Okay. Now that I'm healed, I met this new guy on here. Now, like I say, I just met him, so it's not nothing solid or anything.
Right.
I see some red flags. I just want to just get a man's perspective of this.
Okay. Talk to me.
Okay. So, the guy, because he sounds like a healed man, he has been divorced. He was hurt. But I can see that he is a healed man. So the way that a broken man talks is differently from a man of healing. It's a different mindset and a spiritual mindset as well. So this guy, let me give you a little background of what he told me. I don't know how true it is because again, I just met him. He says that he had a divorce. He's divorced. He has children, so he has two small younger children, and they live with him. Okay, and he when I asked him, so we talked since his past week. We've been talking all the time, and some good conversation. I mean, some real deep conversations at that. But when I asked him, hey, is it okay if I hear your voice over the phone? Because he took me, okay, so we met on TikTok, but he had me to talk to him, he said, on a more private site, which is called, tell something.
Telegram?
Yeah, there you go, right there. So I'm new to that. So I'm saying, okay, so what's the difference between being on TikTok and Telegram? He was saying it's more private. Cool. So I'm talking to him on Telegram, and I asked him, on Telegram, you can call the person. I don't think you can do that on TikTok. I'm not for sure. But on Telegram, you can. So I asked him, well, hey, can I hear your voice? And he was like, not at this time. And it kind of made me feel like, am I really talking to the guy that's in his picture? Because my concern is not just, am I talking to the guy in his picture? I want to make sure that I'm talking to a man and not a woman with the man's picture up trying to talk to me, is what I'm saying. So being that he did not want me to hear his voice, it made me look at him like, this is a red flag. This is nothing. If we've been talking for a whole week, conversating daily for a whole week, it shouldn't be a problem for me to hear your voice. So when a man tells a woman that he doesn't want to talk to her on the phone, what would be your thoughts? Because I don't want to come up with my own theory. Because what I'm thinking is maybe you're a man that's married. You say you've been divorced, but maybe you're married and you cannot engage with the conversation with me on the phone because you're in front of your wife, or you know, because you can be nowadays, men and women. This is not just men. Are so bold they will be in a full-fledged relationship with their mate in real time, and on social media they'll be in a relationship with you.
Right.
So I don't know if this is one of these moments. So what would be your suggestion or your opinion? Because you really don't know a guy either.
Okay, so how did you meet this person again? You said on TikTok.
This TikTok thing.
Okay. Are both of you on private accounts?
Now, how would I know that? I don't know much about TikTok now. What do you mean, private accounts?
Like do either of you post content on TikTok?
I don't post content, no.
Okay, but you have a profile picture.
Yes.
Okay, and did he post content?
Yeah.
He did post content of himself?
Well, he has pictures up, and yeah. But again, I haven't heard his voice, so I don't know if he is a he. Like, is he
it's just pictures?
Yeah, just pictures.
So I would tell you this. Anyone on TikTok who just has pictures is a catfish.
Okay.
That's 100%. That's not a real person. If they just have pictures, it's just a slideshow. No videos. TikTok is a video platform. If they just have pictures, automatically assume it's not a real person. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
That's like the telltale sign that that's not a real person is they just have pictures on TikTok. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this isn't a real situation, love. I would immediately stop talking to this person. I cannot tell you the reason why he is doing this, but I can tell you a lot of people do get scammed on TikTok. Mm-hmm. They'll build connections with people, they'll talk to people, and then a month or so down the road, they'll start asking for some sort of financial investment.
Mm-hmm. So, and this is what I thought this was heading to, but because of the conversation, like I said, he sounds like a healed man, but I don't know if it's real or not. But you're right. I'm going to take heed to that because again, I don't know much about TikTok. I don't even know much about Telegram. But when a man is engaging with a woman and he wants to get to know more about her, he's not just going to want to just text her or unless he's involved already with someone else. Okay.
No, there's many different scenarios here, but the scenarios aren't important, right? Your spidey senses to go off the moment somebody tries to connect with you and then gives you excuses as to why they can't talk on the phone. It's 2026. That's not a real problem to have. If you can be on TikTok, on social media, you can talk on the phone. So if you tell me you can't talk on the phone, you need to have a very good excuse why you can't talk on the phone right now, or tell me very soon when you will be able to. Okay? So that everything about this gives me the indication this is like a scam attempt.
Got it. Okay. Well taken. Thank you for your observation of this, and you have a wonderful night.
You do the same, love. Take care.
Bye.
Y'all be surprised how many people get scammed on TikTok, man. I was surprised when I've had so many women come to me being like, giving dudes thousands of dollars. I'm in the wrong business. Hello. Who we got next?
Hi, my name is Miss Awaken. Well, my real name is Jasmine. That's just my profile name. But I had a question for you. Well, I'm an actually healed woman now, okay? Now, this is my thing. I've had some issues in the past. I've never looked for a man. I've just attracted them, right? And the thing is, I used to have a lot of men that would have an issue with me because, I'm a healthy challenge. I'm not a toxic one, right? I'm the help me that help pushes a man into his better self. Now, if he happens to not want that type of push, he will naturally resist, and that's perfectly fine, right? But I went on Facebook a while ago, like maybe a year or so ago, and I'm not in that situation anymore. I just want to know what you think. So I went on Facebook. There was somebody doing some type of forum with different women logging in through StreamYard asking dating questions. I simply went in just to get this man's perspective because he seemed like he really understands women. And I told him how I was successful and, how I'm trying to figure out what the issue was with me and why some men want to pretty much, run for the hills. I do know that I have a very strong and, yet alluring aura. And a lot of people get gravitated to that, both people that operate in darkness and in light. But when you're filled with light, you can attract more darkness, right? So you just have to be discerning about who you receive. So that's kind of how I am. And so instead of me just leaving these men that are really toxic wanting one thing, instead of leaving them over to their reprobate minds, I try to kind of bring them where I am, right? And so sometimes they feel naturally intimidated and they walk away. And I know it's just a place in which they haven't grown yet. But the guy, when I asked him what was my problem, or if he can figure out what it was, he immediately chalked it up to the fact that I was aggressive. Now, I know that I'm assertive, but I'm not aggressive. And I'm not sure if you can kind of help me with that.
You said that when you deal with toxic men, you do what with them?
I will kind of bring them to where I am when it comes to understanding
What does that mean?
certain things.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
Uh-huh.
What does it mean? Like when I realize I'm dealing with a guy, I don't realize until after we talk for some time that okay, he's a toxic guy. He's
Okay.
just not taken to me.
I got you.
But I will bring him to where I am. Like, let's say he'll want to talk to me, right? And he wants to get with me in a particular way. And I'll just simply challenge it, not be rude, but I'll challenge it and say, okay, what made you want to ask me that? What made you want to ask me these questions? What made you want to get to know me in this way?
What's the goal there?
What's the goal?
Yes.
Because if a man wants to get to know me, I would like to know, you know, what is it that you're going to like?
But you said that they're toxic, right?
I don't realize it until later on.
Okay, I'm asking after you realize it, what do you do with that person?
Oh, I don't talk to them anymore.
Okay. You made it sound like after you realize they're toxic, you try to bring them to where you are. That's what you said.
Yes, sir. I just release them. I don't waste time with people that's not willing to receive me because I know I'm my wife, but I know I'm not everybody's wife, right? And so, I just know that who I am. If you're a brother that wants a chance, I'm willing to give you a chance. But if you're not where I am spiritually, I'm gonna try to see if you're willing to take, you know, the education because maybe you could be in a place to where you don't understand.
Okay, you're talking in circles right now. So now you're now sounding again like you notice the guy's toxic and then you try to bring him up to your level.
No. It's not until like if you say something that's instead of me being offended, like let's say a guy would say, "Hey ma, how you doing?" Right? And I'll say, "What made you call me mom?" Right? Something like that. Well, I didn't mean nothing by it. I just wanted to say something to you because I don't really know your name. Well, why not just ask me my name?
Okay.
Right?
So so what are you trying to accomplish there?
It's
When-
about because sometimes men can only treat us women the way we allow them to, right? And so if we don't let them know, okay, I'm not the type of woman to receive that type of treatment, without saying, don't talk to me like that. I'm not going to wave my finger in your face, but I am going to bring you to that and be like, okay, what made you call me mom? What made you, what is it about me that made you believe that you get to speak to me in this way? Or that you get to approach me wanting one thing and one thing only, whatever the case may be. Now, if I challenge that, is that a bad thing? Is that considered as toxicity to a man? Or
It's not toxic, but it certainly isn't seductive.
why would I want to be seductive?
Don't you? That's the part, and this is the problem with a lot of dating nowadays. Men and women both have lost the dance of attraction, right? You as a woman want the man to want you, right? You want to catch his eye. You want him to be like, who is this person? You want to have an alluring quality about you, right? That's part of what the feminine role is, right? You're doing the opposite of that. You're giving substitute teacher energy.
Okay.
Right.
So if for men, I'm a godly woman now. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Because if I'm telling you, okay, I don't want you to call me mom. I don't want to say it like that, right? Because that sounds a little bit too forward and a little emasculating, right? It's not my job to steal your masculinity from you. You can approach me the way you choose, but if I have a certain standard in which I want a man to approach me and you're not doing it, I have a right to inform you of that, right?
Sure.
And I'm not going to be rude about it. I'm just going to let you know, like, hey, you know, and so if I'm godly and you're not, I'm still willing to give you a chance. It's just I need you to.
I hear what you're saying. There's a couple of things going on here. One, the way that it sounds like you carry yourself is not going to ever be a match for a man who's using terminology like ma in the first place. Exactly. So we can end the conversation. Already not a match. Second thing is you can correct somebody without being condescending. You're being condescending with it. So if you don't want someone to call you something, you can say, hey, don't call me that, but yeah, I would like to meet you. Right? You're saying, why are you doing that? You're elongating the conversation. Why do we even need to understand the inner mechanics as to why this person is calling you that?
So I guess because I really have a burden for people that I guess live a certain way in the world. And me being a minister and knowing how to, speak into people and exhort, sometimes people can receive it. I don't always get pushback. Sometimes people receive it like, okay, I get what you're saying. I'm sorry. What's your name? Things of that nature. I get positive results from it. But there are some times where I don't get very positive results from it. And, I was hoping that you can probably speak into that. Now, I tell people, like, there is a certain way that a man ought to approach a lady. If you really want to be a gentleman, you have to do more than just saying, hey, mom, or you gotta want more than just let me have your number. I got some things I want to do with you, and you only want one thing, and wasting your time, it becomes a toxic thing. So now I have to put you back in the back burner because, you were playing games from the beginning. It just came out. You just came back in full circle,
Okay, but this isn't really your place to like inform these guys. I promise you, none of the guys you told to stop saying ma have stopped saying ma. Promise you. So you may have thought you reached them. You didn't, right? They may have just pretended like you did so they can continue the conversation and achieve whatever aim they had when they started the conversation, right? So now we're just wasting time even having these conversations with these people. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. You can test that. Go back to where have one of your homegirls go back to the same place you met the first guy. I guarantee you she gets called ma. Promise you. So
yeah, that's why they walk away. I mean, that's why I kind of leave them where they are.
Yeah, but it's not your play. You're not really accomplishing anything. There's a lot of energy that you're wasting in this because nothing was accomplished. One, it was a turn off on your end. So now if there was something there, you crushed it, right? So now you turned him off. Two, he's unchanged. He's going to call the next woman ma, right? Now you've done had this whole Coach Carter conversation with this person and nothing was achieved. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are we even doing at this point?
I believe that. I guess this is what I was doing. Maybe you can correct me on this too. I guess that what I was trying to do was letting them know. This was my unhealed side, okay? That's why I'm letting you know, because this is why I talked to the guy about last year. And I guess that's what made him say that I was aggressive or whatever. But I would tell him, like, is there a, I would just kind of let them know you have to, you can't talk to me like that, and and when they didn't want to do it anymore, they would be more respectful. I do know that they would still do what they would do with other women. It's just they did change and respect me. They did change their conversation with me. It was the example of you can't treat every person like this, because if I'm carrying myself a particular way, you ought to recognize that. You can't just look at my skin tone or my body shape.
Okay, I get you, love, but we're majoring the minors right now. Even in this conversation, we're majoring in the minors. Even what we're doing right now, nothing is still getting accomplished. Even talking about this much. So, what ultimate goal do you have? Are you trying to get into a relationship?
Yes. And that's what makes you.
Right? Is that what you want? You want like a relationship with someone?
I do.
Okay. So the guys who are calling you this, where did you meet them?
I wouldn't go anywhere. I don't go to clubs. I don't go anywhere. I go to church. I'm home. I'm at work.
Okay.
I'm going to the grocery store. I'm at the gas station. I'm walking out of the store. Little stuff like
The
that.
gas stations where a lot of these conversations happen, I imagine.
This is how I used to respond. And a lot of the guy last year called me aggressive, right? Now, I believe there's a thin line between aggression and assertion.
Okay, let's not get too deep into it because you're intellectualizing it. I take it. I understand you're a smart woman. I get it. We're not accomplishing anything by unpacking this whole conversation. The way that you are responding is a turnoff. Okay, it's killing the vibe. What is a vibe, right? When you are talking to someone, especially in the realm of attraction, people are going to make a determination on you based on how you make them feel in that interaction, right? So they're turning you off because they're calling you ma. This make you feel good, right? I get it. Nothing's wrong with you not wanting to be called that. So don't misunderstand me. That's not the problem here, okay? But you're also like, if you're like pulling a ruler out, slapping their hand real quick and being like, all right, well, I need you to go write down, I will not call nobody ma on the board 20 times, right? Like, that's not making them feel good either, right? So now we've got two people who don't feel good right now. So it's like, it's not facilitating attraction. So we're having two different conversations. Like, I get you're talking about respect. I don't deny that. But where I'm focused on as a dating and relationship coach is like, I have a woman talking to me who wants to ultimately get in a relationship. So talking for an hour about like whether or not calling someone ma is appropriate is a waste of time. Ultimately, the meta point, the principle that you want to walk away with is how you're making the other person feel is going to determine whether or not that person sees you as a romantic prospect or not. And correcting someone does not facilitate positive emotions. We can agree to that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's not the same thing as saying that you should never correct anyone, but it's just you understanding if the previous guy told you you're being aggressive, that was his oversimplified way of saying the same thing that I'm saying right now. Ultimately, what he is saying is the way that you are communicating is not getting you closer to that goal of a romantic connection, okay? So, if you are having a conversation with someone with romantic intent, feeling is going to be the primary objective, right? How do both parties feel good in this interaction? If a guy's talking to you and you're laughing, you're probably more attracted to him, right? Because you're feeling good because he's making you laugh.
Yeah, but that's because I've already he's already gained
he's not calling you ma. I get it. I understand. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is the guys who are calling you ma are not your romantic prospects.
Absolutely.
So going in this whole conversation trying to correct them is pointless because they're already revealing by calling you ma that they're not your romantic prospects.
Okay, so in other words, that's basically why the guy said that I did have an aggressive personality at that time because of what I shared with him, and that's what you're saying with me too. Basically, that is aggressive to men.
Right, but I would say even like the vibe I'm getting from you, even out of this specific situation, you're probably doing the same thing without realizing it in other connections. So a guy who's not calling you ma, like you're probably taking opportunities to feel like to correct people. That's the vibe I get from you. You probably have this whole narrative in your head as to why that's okay. But again, nobody wants to be corrected. That doesn't mean you can never correct someone, but pick your battles, right? Pick your battles. You don't have to always correct people. It doesn't feel good.
Oh, no, I don't do that now.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I'm understood.
Okay.
This is what I was just talking about, so I can get a clairvoyance of what the last guy was talking about. I haven't been on any type of dating advice or anything for a long time.
Gotcha.
I don't really care about that. I know God is going to bring the right man to me. It's just, I just want you to know so there's no misunderstandings.
Okay.
I'm not the person now. I just wanted to make sure if I got the same response. I wanted to get a second opinion on that because I know a lot of women in my life. You know, we do ministry together and things like that, and they are consistently doing this, right? And I've pulled away from doing that, but some of the women that's around me have not, and they swear that their husband is around the corner. They're going to have children, yet they're in their 40s, and they still have faith in this and have faith in that. They're not going to get anywhere because they haven't learned certain things. Now, I was able to learn. I was just wanting to make sure that I'm not being, that I'm actually, when I share to them that this is indeed aggression, I want to get more than one opinion. You know what I'm saying? And so I just appreciate you for sharing that second opinion for me so I can be able to take this to my sisters and tell them that this is an aggressive way because it's definitely something I dealt with myself.
All right, love. Well, best of luck to you, all right?
All right, thank you.
Bro, the ego is the enemy. I will tell you that. The ego is the enemy. How did we magically change to this is something I'm trying to figure out about myself to, oh, it ain't got shit to do with me. I just want to make sure these other chicks is good. Ain't about me at all, baby. I got to make sure my sisters is great. You know what I mean? So I just came to you to make sure. Like, obviously, it's something that you haven't learned the lesson on, which is why you're asking the question. If I've learned my lesson about something, guess what I'm not talking about anymore or thinking about or asking questions about anymore? The thing I learned the lesson about. Y'all have to understand, people can see you, right? People can see you. I need you to get it. People can see you. So you might as well just be transparent. All right? I'm so happy that y'all caught the Coach Carter reference, though. I was really, as soon as it left my lips, I said, please, somebody in the chat, catch the Coach Carter reference. All right, let me see. Who we got next? CSC? I don't know if CSC is there. You there?
Yes, brother. Thanks for the chance.
What's going on, man?
I have a couple of questions. I've been in a marriage for the last 7 years.
Hold on one second, CSC. Hold on one second. Also, if somebody calls himself healed, red flag. Proof in the previous two callers that we had. Someone is calling themselves that. It's how they want to appear, not the truth of who they really are. All right, CSC, my bad, bro. I just had to get that last bit out. You still there?
Yes.
Okay. Can you start over, bro? I'm sorry. Start over. You said you were in a previous relationship?
Okay, thank you for the chance. And I want to ask you, I've been in a relationship for the last 8 years. We were living in different places. Now it's the first time we came at home. So you can feel it's just a new marriage.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So sometimes I feel like I'm attacked, very aggressive and competition, something I can't explain. So I want you to give me some advices about that. Also, I can't explain it the way it is. I would appreciate your advice.
Okay. Hold on one second. Sienna, who just said people can be healed. Yes, people can be healed. That's not the point that I'm making. Proclaiming it unprompted reveals that it's likely not the truth. Whenever someone's trying to convince you of something, the opposite is normally true. People who are really healed are just healed. They have no need to say it. Now, CSC, you said that you've been in a relationship for 8 years. You said it's long distance?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the main problem? I didn't catch that when you said it.
Okay. Now I sometimes I'm having my wife is pregnant.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, I'm silent because I'm saying like this sign is from the pregnancy, and that question, I want to ask you, is there any signs that can change someone's character or someone's behavior about the pregnant?
Your wife is pregnant, and you said you want to change her behavior?
I don't want to change. I just want to know if the pregnant changes that behavior.
If her being pregnant can change her behavior.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm curious to know
Yeah.
if these things are coming from her pregnancy.
What is she doing?
Yes, please.
Are you okay? You sound like you're under the bed right now. Like, is she hurting you? What's going on?
Yeah, could you repeat that again, please?
So what is she doing?
Yeah, she works not always 3 to 4 days in a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
She works 3 to 4 days a week. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Like, what is there any behavior that is a problem?
Yes, competition, too much competition. Very aggressive. Sometimes she attacks me like, when there's nothing there to attack me.
How does she attack you?
She says words like, you don't help. From the morning and the afternoon, she talks and says things like, I can't understand it.
So she says like hurtful things to you?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And she says you don't help?
Yes, you don't help. And I don't know, I say I do everything for you. What is the other thing that you're looking for?
Okay. What is she saying that you don't help with?
Okay, and the thing is, she's saying it's like the home stuffs, cleaning. I thought she wants me to do like everything. I don't know what she was expecting from me. I believe there is 50-50. You do your own, we will help each other. But what about if she's expecting me for me to do everything? I'm sorry, English is my second language.
I get it. I get it, bro. No need to apologize. I'm just trying to make sure I understand you. Okay. So you're like, she's expecting you to do everything.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Okay. And how pregnant is she? Like,
It's
how far
2
along?
months right now.
She's 2 months?
Yeah, and there is a baby, we had before, which is like 2 years.
You said, okay. What about 2 years?
Yeah, the baby's 2 years. Our daughter, yeah.
The baby's 2 years old?
Yeah, our daughter.
Okay, so she's pregnant again.
Yeah, she's pregnant again.
Okay, okay. And she wasn't like this for the first pregnancy?
No, it's not the first. But for us to live in the same place the first time.
This is the first time y'all lived together?
Yes.
Okay. So when she was pregnant the first time, you didn't live with her?
Yeah, we used to live different places.
Okay. Okay. So this is your
Different
first
countries, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, bro. I mean, if she's pregnant, man,
So
you
like,
gotta.
I was thinking, like, I can't decide. Sometimes I think this came from her pregnancy. Sometimes I can say, like, this is something you was not able to see when you were different apart.
How long have y'all been living together?
Please. Again.
How long have y'all been living together?
Now it's 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah. 2 months of struggling, bro. The moment of happiness was very small.
But before y'all were long distance?
In a long distance, you use a phone. Sometimes you guys, miss each other and come with like one.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you're in the
way
you're in the perfect storm, brother. So it's like you've only been living with your lady for 2 months. Y'all were long distance before, and this is your first time living with her. Y'all are 2 months in, and she's pregnant.
This is the first time, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This could be from her pregnancy, but it also might just be her regular temperament.
Okay.
Yeah, because like you have never lived with her, so you're just now experiencing like what it's like to probably live with her.
And what is making me so disappointed is there is something I believe that you can't change anyone. It's very hard for people. If they decide to change, it's okay, but whatever you tell them, you can't change.
Correct.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm worrying. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a rough, tough situation, man, but I do hope you make it through. All right?
Okay.
All right. Oh, you can end the call and leave the closet now. All right, brother. You take care of yourself.
Okay.
That's rough. CC.
I was about to be like, sit up and sit still wherever you're at. The ruffling was getting on my nerves.
Right?
But y'all thought y'all were gonna get a night off? No, you're not. Let's get tapping. We're only at 38K. We need to get up to at least 100K.
Right.
I'm on the room now because you. Now we tapping, see. No, you're not. Let's get to tapping, y'all. We got 400 people in here. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy V-Day.
But I did have a question now because that kind of, the other caller kind of, do you believe that people can be healed?
No,
Like they just done?
I don't think that's a finished state. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think that catches me off guard when people are like.
It depends on also how they're using it too. Sometimes they may be using it like they healed from like a specific situation, maybe.
Right.
And I guess from that perspective, yes. Right, but like from like a macro perspective, no.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was feeling some type of way. I'm not gonna lie. Like she's trying to be out here doing stuff for women. I get that, but it just caught me off guard. I was like, I don't know about that. All right, we have 44. Okay, guys, don't forget to share the live. We still have almost an hour, 40 minutes left in the live. So let's repost that gray arrow down at the bottom. There we go. There we go. Power tap, power tap, power tap. All right. Also, I've seen a couple comments of let me up. If you have a private page, the mods can't let you up, so you're going to be waiting a little bit longer. And host is probably not going to let you up because the mods keep letting other people up. So you can make your page public just so that you can come in and request, and then the mods will let you up sooner, or you're going to have to wait till the queue is emptied out. And sometimes when you request, you can kind of see that there are people waiting. Whether or not they stay or not, that's another thing. But if you have a private page and you're in the comments, let me up, Coach is not going to see it. Sorry. So once the live kind of gets momentum, you're going to be kind of pushed down in the queue. So more than welcome to go on your backup page, come back, or make your page public and block all the people that follow you, or you can tell people not to follow you when you come up in the panel, whichever way, if reason why you want to be private. Whatever reason you have, just know you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. So don't forget, this is not really an open panel. So we appreciate you guys wanting to come up and touch on other people's situations. But you could just wait your turn and still kind of just share your little thing and then, leave. That's no problem. But don't interrupt Coach while he's coaching somebody else. All right. Thank you guys so much. We're at 49. Let's keep going. Let's keep going to 60. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you, CC. All right. Lady Enjoyment. Interesting name. Are you there, Lady Enjoyment? You are muted. Lady Enjoyment. Going once. Going twice. Gal Pacino, why'd you drop, bro? Won't you, you have a question? Farah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
I'm good. I had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So there was someone I really liked who was a friend of mine. And after we told each other, it got weird, sadly, but I still really like him. And the person who mentioned before they have anxious attachment style, I chased him pretty hard, in a fire truck kind of way. And then he didn't tell me he got back with his ex, and she messaged me one time saying, leave us alone.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But I think they broke up, but I don't know. But I want to say I left them alone. So after that, I apologized to her. I was like, I'm really sorry. Men should be held accountable for the things they do. Because I really feel like he should have told me, hey, because he called me once and he didn't say anything about her. and I thought he was single, so I would send him poems and
You
stuff.
sent them poems? Oh, wow.
Like random
You had it
Instagram
bad.
reels and things. Yeah, it was stupid. I'm not gonna deny it. So it's been like 2 months since I talked to him. He called me in October. And it's his birthday tomorrow, and I want to say happy birthday so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your question?
And that's it.
What's your question you got for that, love?
So can I say happy birthday, or should I leave him alone and say happy birthday in a year? I'm not hoping to get him back or anything necessarily. I just want to say happy birthday.
I hear you. I don't buy it, though.
Yeah, there's always some
I don't
little
buy it.
manipulation.
Yeah, you say you're anxiously attached. No. If you didn't tell me you were anxiously attached, I would give you the benefit of the doubt. But nah, anxious attached person, that happy birthday is definitely intentional.
Yeah. What makes you say that?
Because that's just their way of getting reassurance and
Yeah.
and seeing where they stand with the person. The happy birthday is really just a way to see, like, do you still have access? Does he respond? Does he say thank you? Does this create a conversation, right?
That's true.
So, yeah, I would avoid that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck. All right, Gal Pacino, what's going on, bro?
Yes, coach. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'll jump straight into my questions. So, as a man who's healed, I'm not even gonna go there. I was exhausted. That's why I dropped off earlier, man.
Hey, just register what you said. As a man who's healed.
I was exhausted. No, I just had a question. I've joined your live a few times, and I think one of the pressing questions I asked previously was just about being intentional with women, being a bit more suggestive. Speaking of that, when it comes to using Hinge, how can things be escalated? I know earlier you did touch on it. You were saying, try to schedule dates as soon as possible. Try not to stay in the tech zone. Is there ever a time where it's too quick, and maybe it comes across intense? Because that's one thing I'm trying to navigate at the moment.
I got you. I'll show you how I think about it. Are you familiar with my concept of spark and safety, the two sides of attraction?
I'm not.
I gotta give the speech again. The Moz know I hate having to do this. It's all good. Okay, I'll do it again. All right, so there's two sides of attraction, right? Spark and safety. Spark is anything that emotionally stimulates a woman. It makes her desire you, it makes her crave you, right? So some traits that give off spark will be looking good, smelling good, dressing well, being charismatic, knowing how to navigate socially, right? Having a good sense of humor, being bold, being confident, right? All of these things give off spark, right? They make women desire you. Safety is anything that makes a woman feel safe and connected, okay? So some traits that give off safety would be like being a protector, being a provider, showing genuine interest in her world, emotional intelligence, emotional attunement, right? These are things that give off safety. So usually when I give this spiel, I say that guys typically check one of those two boxes. The rare man checks both, right? So the guys who check just the box of spark tend to be the fuck boys because they're checking the box of desirability. They can get a lot of women, but they can't hold the connection because women also need safety, right? To persist in a connection. Then there's guys who only check the box of safety. Those tend to be the nice guys. So it's hard for them to get women, but when they do get women, they often have a dead bedroom or get friend zone, things of that nature, right? So you want to integrate both of those things. Now, this applies to every domain of attraction. So everything I just said about spark and safety applies to like you approach a woman, when you get her number, when you text her, when you take her out on a date, all the way to your relationship. When someone comes to me and their relationship is failing, it's normally failing around the axis of spark or the axis of safety. Once I make that determination, I know the solution. But anyway, we're getting too deep into the weeds. The way that I approach and advise clients when it comes to Hinge conversations is trying to find that sweet spot, right? So there are some guys who will match with a woman and they'll message her. They may send some emojis of like, I've seen guys send like 2 glasses clinking, like the toast emoji.
Yeah,
Right?
crazy.
Those are Chads though, right? Those are like the best 6'4", real handsome guys, maybe athletes. They can get away with that kind of shit. Generally, the general male population can't get away with that shit, right? So you can't do that. So what you want to do, and the way that I would suggest it, the way I think about it is, once you check the box of spark and you check the box of safety, move on to logistics.
Right.
So what does that look like practically? Maybe you start the conversation with like a bit of flirtation, right? So you can do a little bit of flirtation. You establish a vibe. Maybe she responds positively to your flirtation. Maybe you then maybe flirt a little bit, but then segue to safety. Safety in this context would be, maybe you saw something on her profile that stood out to you. Maybe she has an interest or a passion, right? And maybe like you share that passion, right? So now you have a point of connection. That's safety. Oh yeah, I see that you like horseback riding. I actually grew up around the stables. So, oh my God, you did? I did as well. Oh, see, look, the stars are already aligning, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're establishing safety by finding a point of connection.
Absolutely.
After you do those things, I'm gonna give you some game now. After you do those things, right? What I like to do is have clients segue from the last thing that they talked about to what I call a soft close. That's a sales tactic. So what I mean by a soft close, a lot of guys will try to hard close, which is like, we should get together this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Too fast. Better to do a soft close. A soft close is you presenting the general idea of her going out with you, right? So I'll give you an example of what it looks like. This is like my version of a soft close. So let's say we talked about the stables, right? I'll probably say something like, you should tell me more about your horseback riding experience on our date, right? A lot going on there. I'm tying in what we just talked about. I'm doing a soft close, presenting the idea of a date. And I'm not just presenting the idea of the date. I'm assuming the date is happening. I'm not asking you. I'm just saying, it's a foregone conclusion. You should tell me more about that on our date. It's a soft close. I'm not asking you for any kind of hard details. I'm not telling you where the venue is, where we're going on the date, what time, what day, none of that. I'm just presenting the idea of the date to see how you are responding. It's a jab, right? It's a feeler.
Right.
She responds positively to that. You move on to the hard close, which is going to be the details. Here's another ninja tactic, right? She responds positively to that. Don't give her the date details on the app. Because the first goal of a dating app is to get them off the app. When you get them off the app, you occupy a different psychological place, right? You go from guy I'm talking to on Hinge to guy who has my personal number and I talk to him there.
This guy's good.
Right?
This guy's good.
Different thing. Different game, right? So soft close, she responds positively. She may say something like, when is the date, right? If she responds like that, she's excited. Gotcha, right? Now you're excited. I'm going to hold these date details until you give me your number.
Right.
So I see you're excited about the date. Now the next thing is, okay, shoot me over your number and we'll lock in details. So now the carrot is the date, right? So now you got to give me the number to get the carrot. So like, shoot me over your number and lock in details. Number, and then she'll send you the number. If she responds positively to the soft close, the date is guaranteed. Now you have some women who will dodge the soft close, right? They may send like a laughing face emoji, or maybe even will go and ask you another question. That's a woman that needs more. She needs to be warmed up a bit more. She is prioritizing safety. So if she's talking to you a lot, and that's why there's so much nuance with this stuff. So if you are seeing a woman who is writing, she's asking you questions about yourself. She's not just answering your question. She's also writing a lot. That's sub-communicating. She's has a higher degree of investment in this connection, right? Okay. A good sign. You do the soft close. She dodges. she's not dodging likely because she's not interested in dating. She's dodging because for her, it's too fast. So that means there's going to be a need to be a little bit more banter, right? She's got to connect a little bit more with her. So again, go through the whole spark and safety thing again. Again, you're still being genuine. Just because I'm using spark and safety doesn't mean like you're playing a game. It's like, no, it's just what you're already doing. Like, okay, you're being flirtatious, and then you're also connecting with her and learn a little bit about her. Run another one of those cycles, and then try to get the date again. And you're more likely
Taking
to get
some notes, man. You've dropped some gems. I guess a follow-on question before I move on. I'm conscious there's a cue here. There's a slight grey area between when the date's actually been scheduled and, you know, when you sort of spoke about planning the date, so the logistics of it all, right? I find in that phase sometimes, let's say the date's scheduled for the following weekend, how do you keep that interest going again without coming across?
I would tell you this.
I don't want to FaceTime you.
I will tell you this right now. Bad strategy to try to do the first date on the weekend. Now, you might not be able to avoid it. You might not be able to avoid it. Some women only will go on dates on weekends. Some people's schedules are busy. It's typically a bad move, though, because even if she does have a degree of interest in you, it's not but so high because she's not met you yet. She's also on a dating app. So that assumes she's talking to other people. If you match with her, it's because she's desirable. And if she's desirable to you, she's desirable to other men. There's other players on the board. You are competing. Don't delude yourself. You're competing with other men on a dating app, right? So what are you doing when you're asking a woman, a desirable, and this is even more true the younger she is too, by the way, a desirable woman on a weekend date? You are positioning yourself to compete with whatever other interesting things she could be doing that day. So if her friends call her and say Drake's in town, she has a concert, you know, I got last minute tickets, guess who getting canceled on?
Yeah, exactly. That's seeing Drake.
Right? So it's and that's why I say the younger they are, the more this is a problem, because, you know, 22, 23, 24-year-old girl who's very beautiful, she's in the prime of her life, like, always have weekend plans, right? You don't want to position yourself to compete with something more interesting.
Right.
So a weekday. Now, after you get the first date, you can get the first date. Her experiencing you, her interest can rise, obviously, because now she's seeing how dope of a guy you are. Now she may position herself to actual cancel plans. But that first date, you got to make that first date as frictionless as possible.
Right. What about if it's suggested for a Sunday? You know, pre-work anxiety, you could be doing other things, you know, thinking about work, beating your ass for the week, but I'm choosing to spend it with you. Is Sunday a bad day as well, speaking of the weekend, or no?
Yeah, it's also a bad day for a different reason. Saturday is a bad day because of, like, fun things going on. Sunday is like, they already have the Sunday scaries, putting them in like an anxious state. And now it's like, now I gotta also get ready to go see this guy. I gotta go put my makeup on and actually prepare for the date. And it's like, do I want to do that? Because I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. I was a Thursday guy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm also an entrepreneur. So it's like, even before I did what I'm doing for a living now, I was a freelancer. So I've always had like time freedom. So I would do like a Thursday coffee. You know what I mean? Midday.
Yeah.
Or even Thursday evening, barcade, something like that. So yeah, the day's gonna be tricky. I mean, it can still happen. I'm just telling you, like, strategic, it's just not the best option.
Right.
It can happen. It's just not the
But
best
you've dropped
option.
some gems, man, I've got to walk away with. So I appreciate you always, my guy.
Absolutely, bro. Keep me posted on how it goes now, all right?
I will do.
My man.
Take it easy.
My man, you take care, bro.
Bye.
All right. Toronto Love, what's going on? I think Toronto
Alright,
Love.
guys.
You're like,
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Toronto Love, for everybody in the chat. This is like LeBron James's ex, I believe.
Oh
How
my
you doing,
gosh,
love?
shut up. Not LeBron, another athlete. But you're funny.
What's
I
going on?
haven't been on here in so long. Like, I missed all the tea.
Where you been at? I'm offended,
Well,
to
right
be
now
honest.
I'm in Puerto Rico. I've been here for a week already. I'm on vacation. So, I want to hear your perspective, obviously from a guy, but then I also want to hear like from the chat too. So chat, like, don't be afraid to like eat me up because I'm here for it. All right, guys. So laying it all, and I'm sorry, guys, for background noise. It's tropical. I got birds chirping in my ear. It's raining a little bit, so I'm sorry if it's loud.
It's all good. It's all good.
So like I said, I'm in Puerto Rico. I've been here for a little over a week now. Gone out every single night that I've been here. Woke up, not even gonna lie, pretty hungover. I was like, I'm not doing it tonight. I can't. So now, just to kind of like lay a foundation before I get to my question. So we know like the Caribbean, you know, like, and I'm Caribbean, Afro-Latina. And so like, you know, our culture is pretty sensual. We all like to dance. We like to go out, you know, blase, like very, very friendly. And so I go out every single night. I salsa, and, you know, we do all the things. Every night that I have been here, mind you, like, I'm not interested really. I would say like for quite a while, I have not really been interested in dating anyone.
Okay.
Like, I love men, you know, I love having male friends, but I'm not in that space. And then I get here, and every single night that I've gone out, very sweet, I feel like really suitable, if that's the right word, nice suitors, guys have approached me every single night. And they all, I don't have anything bad to say about them, but from a male perspective, I did want to ask, because there's this term like going around now that I wasn't really privy to until recently, like love bombing, right? So I want to hear from everybody, right? So for me, like, I'm really social, and I'm just really friendly and outgoing. And each guy that's approached me, I'm thinking, like, for me, like, I'm just like, hey bro, it's nice to meet you. Cool, we can dance, have a drink, whatever. We're in Puerto Rico, whatever. And every single one of them has been like pressing me, like, and wanting me to come out, like, even right now. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not trying to see anybody. And everyone has been like, right off the bat, you know, asking, do I live here? And, you know, you guys know I live in Canada. And they're like, oh, that's not a problem. Like, were you interested in long distance? And if we start dating, because I'm interested in dating you, like saying like this, like literally right off the bat, as soon as I meet them, this is every single one. And not all of them live in Puerto Rico. There's people from all over the world here. So I've met guys here that live in New York. That's right around the corner from me in Toronto. Guys who are native to Puerto Rico, guys from other parts of the US, guys from Italy, like everywhere. And they all right off the bat are like talking about dating and asking about relationships and dating, like, as soon as they start talking to me. So you guys consider that like a love bombing, like a little tactic? Is that just game, or is that genuine? And they're not all Latin either. They're not Latino. Not all of them are.
Yeah, it's not genuine for sure. It's not genuine. Right?
Yeah. And no, I'm not lying. I'm actually being serious.
Yeah.
Why would I lie?
Yeah.
I feel like it's coming on strong.
Yeah, it's definitely not genuine. I mean, you're an attractive girl though, right? You're an attractive woman. So it's like, I mean, I'm sure you get that type of attention. Probably different from you being like, you know, someone being like, I want to be in a relationship with you immediately. That's probably off-putting.
Yeah, and it's like, and guys, I want everyone's input, right? So, and what's, because they're not all Puerto Rican, and I'm in Puerto Rico, but
Right.
everyone who is here is not Puerto Rican. Like, people from all over the world come to Puerto Rico.
Right.
There's been American guys, there's been guys from everywhere. Yeah, and
I mean, the closest thing that my mind goes to is when you're in another, you know, when you're on vacation like that, especially a touristy area,
yeah.
people are kind of primed for like flings, right? It's like fling territory. You know, I just had a client I was talking to who's a Greek, who he was complaining about like women would visit his country from like New York or Miami, and he would like try to get them in a relationship. Like, I'm open to long distance. I'm like, bro, they're not even open to connecting with you on that tip. They're coming there wanting a romantic connection, but for a short period of time, right?
Yeah.
So that's the best answer I can give you, is that, especially considering that you're not just saying that there's one demographic. Like, the answer would probably be different if you said it was just like the locals who were giving you that type of energy, but you're also seeing this energy from other people who are also on vacation.
Yeah, like everyone. And I'm like, why are you guys talking about a relationship with someone that you just met on vacation? So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't jaded, because I don't buy it. I was like, I think it's weird, but I just wanted to ask if that's genuine or not.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that, but then also where I just went intuitively is your looks. So you look good, right? They probably don't think a woman who looks like you would be open to like a one night stand. So they frame it as a relationship.
Oh, but you're saying they're cosplaying as,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking too. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So like she's not going for that. So let me make it seem like I'm more serious, even though I still only want her for immediacy, right? Mm-hmm. But I have to frame it differently because of how she carries herself.
Okay. Yeah. Casual. I agree. Express. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to get some different opinions, and I always find it funny, like, those of us that have like zero interest in dating, like I have no interest whatsoever. I think you guys heard my story like the last time I was on here, maybe some months ago. Mm-hmm. Since my
any timeline to when you're gonna open yourself up to that?
Honestly, I'm good. I don't think that I have interest in dating like at all anymore.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, you heard my ex is a pro athlete. He was a good guy, never cheated or anything like that. But I couldn't do his lifestyle, and we were already living together, and that takes a lot out of you, whether you leave or the other person leaves. Even if you leave on amicable terms, we were amicable. Right. That still takes too much out of you. I don't have any interest anymore.
How long ago did that end?
That's been like a year.
And y'all were together.
So,
how long were y'all together?
Oh, you're really getting into my. It doesn't matter. We were living together, so that
was it like a long term? Was it like a long term relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were engaged. He wanted to be married.
1 year removed, you'll change your mind.
No, I know.
Yes, you are. You'll change your mind. You're definitely gonna change your mind. Come on. But take this time to heal, right? Take this time.
She's healed. I just don't want to be with anybody anymore. I can't. I don't have it in me.
Okay. So you're just gonna live a celibate, like the monk lifestyle until you leave.
I just be outside. Like I just like to travel and avoidant. I mean, maybe like if you don't have any desire to date, I guess that is avoidant. Yeah.
That's all good.
I like your shirt, by the way. That's fire. That's all the questions that I had.
Don't give me compliments and tell me that you're not open to dating. I don't like that. Don't contradict yourself like that, because I'll jump on it.
It's a fire shirt.
I appreciate you, love. I appreciate you. But I think you will. I think you will change mine at some point. But
nah, literally, Jesus Christ himself would have to appear at my bedside and tell me it's time for you to date. But as of right now, I just no entiendo por qué le estás haciendo eso. I can't do it.
Gotcha.
No, I can't.
So I know what to pray for now. Okay, I'm gonna pray that you get a meeting with our Heavenly Father.
All right, amen. But praise God.
I appreciate the question, love.
Thank you.
You take care.
Bye.
All right, who we got next? Winnie. What's going on, Winnie?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I don't usually come on lives and, ask questions and all that sort of stuff. But I just wanted to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
One of them is, like, how do you not lose hope within, like, the whole dating and, like, relationship, thing? I just feel like for me personally, I've never really been in a relationship, but I feel like over time, not that I've lost complete hope in it, sometimes I just feel like it's not gonna happen for me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it'll happen.
I know it sounds sad and all, but
it'll happen for you.
Sometimes,
Winnie.
Pardon?
It'll happen for you. I just looked at your profile pic. It 100% will happen for you. Where are you calling from?
Australia.
Australia. It might not
Yeah.
happen for you. That's too far away. Way too far. Okay, so you come from Australia. Why do you feel like it's not going to happen for you? What's going on?
Well, I just feel like also that's gonna be leading to my second question, is that I haven't really seen like examples of like healthy relationships around me. I haven't really seen that, so I don't know how that looks like physically. But not that I've also seen unhealthy relationship. I just haven't seen like an example of what relationship really is like. And I feel like the reason why I feel like it's not that it's not gonna happen for me, but there's a sense of like I've lost a little bit of hope, is because every time I try to go about dating and try to put myself out there, just nothing seems to be moving forward. Nothing seems to be happening for me. Not like things just always seems to like be very wishy-washy. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay. How old are you?
Yeah. I'm 25.
Okay, 25. You just made
Yeah.
the cut. You just made the cut, Wendy. Look at God. All right. So you're in Australia, and you said that you don't think it's going to happen. So are you just having a bunch of bad experiences?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know. I don't know.
are you meeting men that you feel like aren't serious?
I feel like, yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I'm such a, I don't fall quick, but I'm very, I give chances. I don't just give chances to anybody, but every time I seem like I'm dating someone, it's always great in the beginning, and then for some odd reason, I just always feel like they start acting different. They start distancing. Like for me personally, if I'm going to be dating you, I'm going to reassure you of what I want. It's not always going to be straight out the bat in the beginning. Like I'm not going to be like, I want a ring, I want this. I'm just going to be very vocalizing of, what I'm looking for, and just, if I'm seeing certain action that I'm not liking, I'm going to let you know. And, and I feel like every time I feel like I've seen certain action within, the dating, within us dating or whatever, things just suddenly change, or they start getting distance, or they just don't want to talk to me. And I'm just trying to be patient and trying to be very understanding to why that is. Or maybe there's a reason to why that is, but then again, it's like constant, and I don't know why that is.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So, okay, let's ground this with specific examples. So tell me about the last situation you were in. How did you meet him? And then just walk me through the full connection from the beginning to how it ended.
Okay. Oh, this is embarrassing. Okay, so the last situation, I would say, I met this guy while I was just walking, and, he asked me to go on a date, but something in me kind of said like, maybe don't go on a date with this guy, just because when he said to me he was going to take me out on a date, he calls me the next day and asks me where you want to go out and eat. So in that instant moment, I had this feeling like, oh, like he's not organized. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to hear where do you want to go out to eat. I wanted to hear, get ready, I'm coming at this time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So
Right.
I wanted to feel like he already got everything prepared. Do you know what I'm saying? But I still gave it a chance. I said, you know what? I don't mind where we go. We can go wherever. It doesn't really matter. So, we went out to eat. It was really, really good. And then, the vibe was there. It was really, really good. But then I just feel as though, like, after a few days of us talking, the guy is just, I don't know, he's just really mellow. He's very, like, nonchalant. And I'm just like, can you do more, please? Like, can you call me? Can you text me? And for me, I don't care. Like, if a guy is not going to be messaging me, texting me, calling me, like, okay, cool. But when I seen those patterns, I reassured him. I said, hey, like, if you're going to be talking to me, I need to be hearing from you every day. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it doesn't have to be every hour of the day. Just, I need you to let me know, hey, like, check up on me, or just call me, or sometimes I will call him and be like, oh, how are you going? Or, you know, all that type of stuff. But I just feel like if there's not a sense of consistency, then what are we doing?
Okay. And then after you made that proclamation, what happened?
Yeah, he's, you know, the guy is not as consistent. He's still not calling me as consistently. Like, like, in the mornings, he won't even, like, call me, or, like, I will have to wait till, like, all the way to the afternoon to receive that call. And then when we'll be chatting, when we have our conversation, it won't be, like, a proper conversation. It will just be, like, a checkup. And then that's it. But for me, I want conversations. I want to talk. You know, I want to talk about the birds. I don't know. I want to talk about the sky is blue. You know what I mean? So I just want to have conversations, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe he's just not that interested, which is cool, but just let me know. You know what I mean? Instead of wasting my time. But yeah, I just feel like after that, it's just like, oh, like I'm about to let this person know that, hey, like I'm just, you know, I'm sorry, like I can't keep going on with this. Like you're just not the person for me. But yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been single?
Well, like I said, I've never really been. Yeah, someone said he's not interested. Girl, I feel you. He's not interested. Yes. Well, I've been single pretty much my whole life.
Okay, no relationship. So in this last example, how long did y'all date?
It's only been like this one. It's only been like I would say 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But with my previous one, it would last like a month. It would last like 3 months, but it would never progress to anything serious.
And it was similar situations with the previous guys where like they were missing something and like you communicated what was lacking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So one, what you could take away from this situation, like it's very true what the chat is saying, that this person probably just didn't like you to that degree.
Yeah.
It's very possible. But also you could have a bit more finesse.
Ooh.
Right? Have a bit more finesse. What I mean by that is like that there's feminine ways to get what you want, as opposed to being very direct about it.
Okay.
The masculine is like more direct. The feminine is more indirect, right? Communicating the same message, but it's indirect, right? So let's say you wanted the person to talk to you more. Any woman who's worked in like sex workers and people of that nature know that appealing to the male ego is very important, right? Like that's women's game. I teach men game, which is really just social skills, but women game is really, most of it is going to be just appealing to the male ego, right? That's why like strippers, that's what they do all the time. Someone says sales jobs, women in sales, they do that all the time. It's like you just appeal to the ego. So let's land the plane. Instead of you being like, hey, I need you to talk to me daily, that's my expectation, that kind of kills the vibe and it puts pressure on the person, and they're like, I don't want to do it now because it's like you're making me do it, like you're my mom, right? Feminine way of doing it is like, hey, I really like talking to you. I wish I talked to you more. Like it just makes my day when I talk to you. Or I light up when I you see what I'm saying? So it's like the way you're framing it, you're communicating the same message because you do want to talk to the person. But framing it the way that I just framed it makes him feel good. And it's like, oh, it's not she's forcing me to talk to her. She's actually letting me know that she's so into me that she looks forward to talking to me daily, right? So now I'm probably gonna call her more. Because the way you're framing it makes him feel special. It's not about like you getting something. It's about like him feeling special. And then that makes it so it's like you get more bees with honey, right? Or more, you can catch more flies with honey, something like that, right? You just have to sweeten the deal a little bit. So this is what I mean by people have like lost the dance of attraction in this contemporary times. You know, because these type of things used to be passed down from generation to generation. But like for whatever reason, current generation just don't have this understanding. But you do things in that way, and you can apply that to more things than just the phone conversation thing as well. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it, though, my question to you is, why do you want to talk every day? Because you were saying that you were giving the person reassurance. That's not what it sounds like. It sounds like you were seeking reassurance.
That's a good question. Well, I don't know. I just feel like I just kind of want to, just kind of build off that, like, just, build more of the connection. I don't know. Just kind of see how his day is going. Just so we can connect more, I guess. I don't know. Like
right.
I said,
so it's like you said a couple of things. When I'm listening to, when I talk to people, I listen to also the language that they use, right? So you were saying the person didn't call you in the morning. So you said, I had to wait until the afternoon to hear from him. Very intentional phrasing in that, right? You had to wait until I get, like, people in the chat say there's nothing wrong with talking every day. I don't disagree with that. Let me do my job. All right, I'm gonna get there. There's nothing wrong with talking to everybody every day. It's the reason why behind it, right? The reason why behind you do something is more important than the actual behavior. So you're phrasing it as like, I had to wait for him to call me in the afternoon, which means you were sitting around waiting for him to call, right? You likely are anxiously attached. And the reason why, and the reason why you want to talk so frequently is not because you just enjoy talking. It's because talking to him symbolically represents that he's still a part of the connection, that he hasn't gone anywhere. You're looking at the frequency of communication as a representation of how he feels about you. A secure person would be like, I want to talk to you because I genuinely want to talk to you right now. An anxious person is, I want to talk to you because I need to make sure you're still with me. You're still a part of this connection. That's where you're coming from with it. So I wanted to give you like the tactical way to still meet that aim, but also let's go deeper and address the root cause, right? Which is you're needing reassurance for the connection. And when you're coming from that place, it puts too much pressure on the person you're dealing with. People who are anxiously attached, the thing that could be annoying about them is they make the anxiety that they feel the other person's responsibility. So they need co-regulation. The only way they know how to feel better is co-regulation, which means they need another person to make them feel better. Right?
Okay.
So what you have to learn is, how can you make yourself feel better without needing another person to help? When you can do that, you come from a much more powerful place.
No, I definitely hear that. I feel like that's something I feel like I do have, anxious attachment. But I haven't learned how to, like, regulate that, go about it. Like I did say in the beginning, I haven't really seen examples of relationships presented to me, especially growing up. So I don't know how to identify certain things, or just how to be, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have like an older sister, or, like, you have your friends, but then again, they won't give you, proper advice from, a good standard, because obviously with them as well, they have their own issue going on.
Right.
So, like, I just don't know how to proper go about, I don't know what I should do. Should I just stop for a moment, not date, and just kind of work on that, or like?
No, I don't think you're far off, love. Even talking to you right now, you seem like a charming young lady, right? You seem like you have good energy. You seem like you have you're even asking this question, so you obviously have a degree of humility, right? So if you take what I just said and make those two changes, I don't see why you won't be in a totally different situation very, very soon, right? I can't claim that, right? But it's like, what I just pointed out based on the story you told me is the core of your issue. If you start
Yeah.
to work a bit on the anxiousness, more specifically, learn how to regulate yourself a bit more, and then
Yep.
also be mindful. You don't have to be autistic about this shit, but like just be mindful like how you're communicating your needs at times, like having a bit more finesse, like
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah. Okay. No, I
Good.
appreciate
Good
that.
go
Thank
then.
you so much.
Yeah, no problem, love. Well, definitely keep me follow as well. 'Cause I saw you weren't following. You can't
Yeah.
not follow after everything I just gave you. You know, you gotta
You
kind
definitely
of
deserve
follow.
a follow.
There we
Yes.
go.
I'm doing it now.
But definitely keep me
Thank
posted
you.
about how things go. All right.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much.
All right, love. You take care.
You too. Bye.
Maz, check flights for Australia, please. I need a red eye. How much is that? Danny, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Just got back from a event. You already answered the question I had during the Hinge conversation. I thought that was good stuff, but I figured I'd share how I transitioned off the apps whenever I was using it as a retired app user, and I guess get your thoughts and see if it helps
Okay.
any men that are going to use the app. But
Sure.
something I did is whenever I got a match, I might do 2 to 3 solid kind of back and forths. If there was some banter, I usually, no longer than a day or two, I would just hit them up and say, I'm enjoying this conversation. Let's do a phone call. And if we vibe, I'd love to ask you out. And that, I feel like 4 out of 5 times just was consistently effective. But I wanted to pick your thoughts on that and see if that is a reasonable approach.
Yeah, that's fine. The principle that I always abide by is play to your strengths, right? Like there's women who like when I was on dating apps, I'm not anymore, but when I was, they were like, we should have a phone call. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing to yourself right now. You have no idea. You're about to fall in love. Yeah, let's have a phone call. Let's do it. Let's have a FaceTime call real quick. You want to talk to me? All right, yeah, let's make it happen. So yeah, if that's like your bag, right? Especially if you got a good voice and stuff like that, that's another way to leverage your strengths in that situation. There's nothing wrong with it though. Yeah, I say do it.
Yeah.
It was obviously like successful for you, right?
Yeah, I think my strength is I'm always a very social person compared to a lot of my friends and such. So I'm really good at just carrying on quality conversations. So that worked for me. But you already kind of answered the question about when you're seeding the date, where you're not just giving the logistics, you're implying the logistics and letting them follow through.
Yeah.
I think that kind of answered my question too, because I never really asked them on the date on the app. I just told them that if we vibe, I would love to ask them out, and I think that kind of helped pull them away from the app.
100%. Yeah, I agree with you. Even the way that you phrased it is like qualifying, right? So you weren't like pedestalizing her. You weren't like, please go out with me. That wasn't the energy you were coming with. You were coming with the energy like, I'm not sold on you yet. So if we vibe, I'm still assessing, right? That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's attractive, right? Because it's like it shows that you have abundance, shows that you're confident, shows that you've been here before, right? You have self-respect. It's not like both parties should be doing that to one another. Like women should also be assessing men, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of guys are like they're pedestalizing. Like please, oh please, serve some more, right? You know what I mean? Like give me a little heaping of a date real quick. So yeah, that's fine the way that you're doing it. It also doing it that way increases the odds that, assuming the conversation goes well, it increases the odds that a date actually happens, right? For the same reason that I told the previous guy who I laid out like the text messaging strategy on. It is you escalated things. It's a progression in the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you don't just have her phone, you're not just texting her or whatever. You now have either called her or have actually been on FaceTime with her, which increases the odds that she'll actually go on a date with you. So yeah, it's not a bad strategy. It's not one that you need to use, but it's effective.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just figured I'd give my 2 cents. It does, I guess, from what I've heard from my lady friends or just in general, it does seem like a lot of guys hang on the apps and kind of go pen pal mode. I tend to be a very to the point, move things forward if I want to move things forward kind of person. So that's usually what I always
Right.
people towards is
You'd be you'd be surprised how many people get on apps just to see who they can match with.
yeah.
I think that's also part of this whole pen pal thing as well, where it's like a lot of women do that. Like, who can I match with? It's like, oh, you want to
source of
actually date?
validation.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, this hot person, I was able to match with this hot person. It must, that means I'm hot, right? It's like, that's the mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the strategy is effective. I think dating apps are on the way out, though, for the most part. Like, I think we're in like Q4. We're in Q4 with dating apps for sure.
Yeah.
Q4.
I agree with that. I'm retired from them. I
Yeah.
never want to visit them again.
Yeah, them shits are almost done for the way things are going now. But
Yeah.
but yeah, bro. Sounds good, man.
Well, I appreciate the chat. I'll let you enjoy your after hours chat with the wives.
Appreciate you, Danny. Take care, brother.
Bye bye.
What my man say? Stay light. I'm using stay light. I don't know if Buddy's still in the chat, but I like that. All right, Major, what's going on?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
Oh, okay. I have some questions to ask, I still want to comment on your live stream because I've really learned a lot, and most times I don't request to join, but the things and the good advice you did give out, I so much love it because it has been a source of encouragement to me.
Mm-hmm.
For me not to take it so long, let me go straight to my questions, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, please, why is it that people we love don't love us back? They don't love us back. Okay, after you answer me, I would like to share a little thing with you. Because of my question, I have a reason why I asked that. Why is it that most people we love don't love us? They don't reciprocate back. Why? Then after you answer it, I will now tell you what happened and what made me to ask the question. Please, sir.
Okay. Well, one, that's not a true statement because a lot of people are in relationships with people where there's, reciprocated love, right? There's people who are married who love each other. So it's not a situation where people you love don't love you back, right? In situations where that occurs, one possible reason is you look at this thing from an attachment style perspective, right? People who are anxious typically have learned the lesson that they have to earn love. They don't believe love is freely given, right? So if you try to freely give it to them, they're confused.
Okay.
They may not even want it. They're conditioned to put work in for it. So they tend to unconsciously choose emotionally unavailable partners because with an emotionally unavailable partner, you're going to feel like you have to earn their love and affection, right?
Okay.
So that's another way that you can look at the situation. But yes, what made you ask your question?
Okay, sir. Why I asked this question is this. When I was coming up and I was in my university level, then I come across one girl and we started dating. That was years back, and I so much love her, and I try to take good care of her because there's one thing about me. I learned it from my dad. I hate cheat and I hate playing games. I don't like it, So I did everything I could to see that she stands by me. I provide for her, give her the attention that she wants. Sometimes wash her clothes and cook for her. Surprise her with some little things that I know that I can afford. I did all these things for her. Like, I gave her my heart. I sincerely and genuinely love her without minding where she came out from or without minding the family background. I did everything with all sincerity. Even when she was in school, I get her her textbooks, support her with some her financial needs and all that even her friends envy her that this guy do all these things for you. I take her out, all those things. But do you know what happened? After some time, I now discover that she's playing games. After some time, there was a time she visited, and at the same time, someone called her. She didn't pick up the call. I asked her and I pleaded with her, please, can you just pick up your call, answer your call? She said no. I said, why? She said nothing. I said, okay, go ahead. If you don't pick up your call, I will leave this place. So she picked up the call, and I had a guy voice, and the guy was like, babe, how you doing? I've missed you so well. You've not visited for a while. What happened? Like, I was so shocked. I was so embarrassed. I was like, really? Like, what's happening? She didn't say anything, because we are in the eatery, you understand? So I comported myself like a man. So I said, okay, continue with the call, continue. So I had the guy openly say that he is really, really missing her. That when is she coming over? Do you understand? Now, at the end of the day, like, I was really, really heartbroken. And since then, I have not even thought of maybe, coming or maybe looking into relationship or going into finding someone that would genuinely love me as well because of my experiences. You understand? So I have to get up from that place and I have to walk down to my place and I have to tell her, please, I don't want to see you around me again. You understand? Because everything I did for her for complete 3 good years was all in vain. You understand? I did all these things with my whole heart that even sometimes my brother will ask me that, are you sure that this girl really love you? All these things you're spending, doing all these things for her, are you sure that she sincerely love you? Are you sure that she's not going to hurt you? I told my brother, no, nothing of that kind. You understand? Because I see everything I'm doing, I sincerely do it. I sincerely do it from my whole heart. I wash her clothes. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like sometimes when she comes, I don't allow her to touch anything. I do the cleaning because I love my environment to be neat and all that. I cook for her. You understand? I showered her with love. That's my first love. You understand? I
hear you, bro. This shit stinks. This stinks.
You understand?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing.
Do you know
Hold on.
This morning?
Hold on.
Yes,
I don't need any more details. Give me a sec.
Okay.
So I'm going to answer your question for you. All right.
All right.
So first thing is you were trying to buy her love with your efforts. How do I know that? Is because of how you responded to your brother. He said, how do you know this woman loves you? You responded with, look at all this shit I'm doing for her. That's the signal. So I'm sure you did love her, but you also were doing all that as a way to hedge your bets. Meaning, nobody would leave someone doing all of this, right? Nobody possibly would leave someone doing. That's the wrong place. Your heart posture is wrong. You do those things because you just genuinely love the person and you want to do it. You don't do those things in a covert. You had a covert contract. You had a secret contract in your head. That secret contract was, I'm going to do these things and you hold up your end of the deal. And your end of the deal was, you stay with me, you love me, right? And part of the reason why you took that so hard is because she broke the covert contract. It is not good to have a covert contract, right? So you were not doing all of those acts with pure intent. You did them to sway her to stay with you and love you. Wrong motivation, okay?
She always tell me that she loves me. She always tell me that.
Of course she does. You're washing her drawers. and you're cooking for her. And she knows that's what she needs to say to keep getting her drawers washed and getting you to cook for her, right? It's the equivalent of men saying, I love you just to sleep with you. She was getting a lot of provisioning by giving you the impression that she loved you, right? So I'm not saying that to be mean, by the way. I want you to hear me, right? I got to be stern so you can hear me, because I don't want you going through this again, all right? Because I can hear how hurt you were from it, all right? You have to employ a different strategy, okay? There's one lesson that you have to understand. You cannot negotiate desire. You can't negotiate desire. You can never be like, look at all those things I'm doing for you, so then you should love me, right? It don't work that way. It is not a conscious choice. Desire is not a conscious choice. Nobody decides to want you. Nobody decides to love you. It works on autopilot. It's in the unconscious. So all you can do is continue showing up as a high quality, attractive man, and then see which women resonate with that. But you distort the signal when you lead with all of this, I'll do X, Y, and Z for you energy. It's the equivalent of men asking women on dates and trying to take them on like this extravagant experience, right? When you do that, how do you know she wants you for you and not for your money? You don't want to lead with that. You don't want to lead with money. You don't want to lead with the things you can do for the person. You want to lead with yourself. And when you lead with yourself, you get a clearer signal on who's in alignment with you, who desires you. And then when you get the girl who desires you, you can do all those things on the back end, but you don't lead with that. Do you understand?
Well understood.
Okay. You make that change, brother, you drastically would decrease the odds of this happening again. Now, I can't promise you that they won't, right? Because life can be messy. But that is the lesson from this experience. That's the lesson here. There's tons of women out there who would be with you, and you sound like you got a lot of love in your heart, right? There's women out there who can match that. This woman just wasn't it. But she's not a reflection of all women. Okay?
It's okay. It's fine. Thanks for that. So, you mean, okay, to you, how do you think that someone can discover? Because sometimes I do get some message, maybe, sometimes at the gym, the way some girls will feel like, hi, good morning, all those kind of things or something like that. How do you know the person that genuinely cares, please?
It will be consistency over time, right? So people can only pretend for so long.
Okay.
Consistency over time. So here's the important thing. Don't go out there giving someone your whole heart right at the beginning. Reveal more and more of yourself over time.
I think.
Let people earn access to you. Okay? That makes sense? Because the vibe I'm getting from you is that you come out the gate swinging. You come out the gate with like very intense, like, here's all of me. Here's all of my heart. Here's all of my love, right? You don't want to do that. You still hear me? Because I think connection on your end has ended. Well, I hope he heard me. But no more calls. What's going on, chat?